Hello again, and I'm back. Again, I am Mary Jade Jakosalem, currently a student at AMA University Online Education. And for this video, I will be discussing and showing you how I will do my laboratory exercise number 5 for the subject ITE 7104. So for this exercise, I need to design a website using a Cisco packet tracer. So to start with, I will be opening the document that was uploaded in our LMS. So yes, this is it. Okay. So again, for this activity, I will be using the Cisco packet tracer. We have it here. So let me start. So first, I need to open the Cisco packet tracer and I need to drag 3 PCs, 2 switches, and 4 servers to the platform area. So let's do that. So first, 3 PCs. Okay. 2 switches and 4 servers. Okay, 2 switches and 4 servers. Let's do it like that. And 4 servers. So we have it here. Then I need to I need to connect the 3 PCs on the first switch and the 4 servers on the second switch using the straight through cable. And then I have to connect the 2 switches to each other using the crossover cable. So first I need to connect the 3 PCs to switch 0 using a straight through cable. A copper straight through cable. So here, let's connect it. Okay, so now all PCs are connected to switch 0 and now we'll be connecting all the 4 servers to switch 1. Okay, and then I will need to connect switch 0 and switch 1 using a copper crossover cable. Okay, so we are all done with number 2. Now I need to change the label of PC0 and PC1 as dynamic and PC2 as static. So let's name it as dynamic 1. Then this one as dynamic 2 and this one is static. Okay. So in PC2, since it is named as static, I need to configure its IP address. So let me configure its IP address. So it should be 172.16.0.90. So I just chose the first choice, not the 16 one. Okay, so we're all good. 172.16.0.090. And then for the 2 dynamic PCs, there will be no manual IP configuration since it will use dynamic routing. So I need to make sure that the packet tracer is in real-time mode. So as what you can see here, we are in real-time mode. Then I have to configure the DHCP server. So first, I need to name this one to DHCP server. Then I need to change this global setting. Gateway must be 172.16.01. So let's do that one. Okay, 172.16.01. And then I need to configure its fast Ethernet. IP address should be 172.16.0.11. Sorry, point 10. 172.16.0.10, and the subnet mask is 255.255.0.0. And then I need to go to the HTTP services and turn them off. HTTP and HTTPS services off. And then for the DHCP server, I need to change the default gateway to 172.16.0.1 and the DNS server to 172.16.0.11. Then I need to set the start IP address to 172.16.0.100. So all good. And then I need to turn off the DNS service. It's already off. And SMTP and POP3 service of the email off as well. Okay. So we're all good. Now I need to reconfigure the DNS server. So let's name this one as the DNS server. So let's change the gateway to 172.16.0.1. Then I need to reconfigure the fast Ethernet. IP address should be 172.16.0.11, and then subnet mask is 255.255.0.0. Then I have to turn off the HTTP services and the HTTPS services. Turn on the HTTP. So let's turn this on. Turn on the DNS. Then I need to enter the domain name right here, www.amaes.edu, and the address is 172.16.0.20 and add. Okay, another one is www.internal.com, and the address is 172.16.0.30, and let's add. Then I need to set the SMTP and POP3 of the email off. So off. And I need to check the two dynamic PCs if the DHCP is successful. So let us see. Dynamic 1. So let's go here. Okay, let us see. Okay, it's successful. Next is for dynamic 2. Let's see as well. Again, the DHCP request is successful. So we're all good. Now I have to configure another server. Let's name it as web server www.amaes.edu. Okay. Then I need to set the gateway to 172.16.0.1. Then I need to reconfigure its fast Ethernet address should be 172.16.0.20. And subnet mask is 225.225.0.0. All good. I have to turn off the HTTP and I have to turn on rather the HTTP and the HTTPS services on, and I have to change the sentence "Welcome to AMA Online Education System." I can also add my own statement. So let's go to the index HTML. Let's edit it. This one, we will be changing the "Welcome to Cisco Packet Tracer" to let's just copy paste this one. And I can also add my own statement. So let's give a break there. And let's put my name. Submitted by Mary Jade C. Jakosalem. Another header perhaps. And let's put here, may God bless us all. For some good vibes. Okay, then save. Yes, let us overwrite it. And then I have to set the DHCP server service to off. So it's off already. And I have to set the DNS as off already as well. I also have to turn off the SMTP and POP3 service of the email off. So let's turn this off. And let us check the output of the web server on the end device web browser. So let us open, let's say dynamic 1. Let us see, let us open the web browser. Okay, it's still loading. We will see. And that's it. Welcome to AMA Online Education Systems. It's submitted by Mary Jade Jakosalem, and may God bless us all. So it worked. So now let us move on to the next one. So proposed activity for the www.internal.com. I need to follow the instruction of the mais.edu and create a website regarding artificial intelligence. So let's do it here. Let's name it as web server www.internal, internal.com. Then let's follow the same instruction. Gateway should be 172.16.0.1. Then reconfigure the fast internet. The IP address should be 172.16.0.30 because that's what we set last time for the internal.com. And subnet mask is 225.225.0.0. And then for the services, I have to turn this on. Now I have already created an index file, an HTML file for the website. So let me delete these files. And let us import some files. Okay, so I actually have it here in my, where is my desktop? Are here. Okay, so I have here, let's upload the two files. Yes, I want to import as well the image. Okay, and I have to set the DHCP off. DNS should also be off. SMTP and POP3 should be off as well. And let us see if it will work. Hopefully. So let's check again using dynamic 1. Let me open the web browser. It's kind of loading. Wait, okay. Why is it not loading? Let us go back to our server. Okay, we're all good. It's here. It's on as well. Fast Ethernet. Let us try again. Maybe because the image is quite huge. That's why maybe it's not loading. So perhaps let's add a text. Let's try it first because it already loaded 172. Because the image I included was actually quite huge. That's why. So let us maybe put some text to see if it's working or not so we can troubleshoot it. Actually made a website already. So let's put here website on our page 1. save it and rewrite it and try it again. Okay, it's there, but the image is actually not loading because I believe it was quite huge. It's still wrong spelling, but yes, there it is. But actually, I just made one image to put it there. So actually, it's supposed. Let me double check my code. But I believe it's because the image is used. The file size is huge. AI image source. It's correct. Let's try. Yeah, it's because the image is huge. That's why you could actually scroll over because there's an image. Let me just show you because I actually made some it. My efforts are put to waste. So we'll just open. Let's open the local host. Wait, let me open the brackets so that I can run it with. I can actually just open the file. What am I doing? So I put it here. And this is actually what it's supposed to look like. But I guess the image is quite huge. As what you can see, it's quite huge. It's covering the whole desktop. So that's why it was not loading. But yes, this is supposed to be the artificial web intelligence website that I made. It's not actually just put a picture there. But yeah, I guess you get the gist. So yes, we are all good and we are done with the activity. Yeah, it's really not loading. Yeah, because it's quite the image size is quite big. So anyways, going back to our activity, we are now finished. I actually what I did for this video to save more time on the video, I actually just wrote my answers beforehand so I can just discuss it freely in the video and not just write it here exactly because it takes a lot of time me typing. So the first question is, what are HTTP, DNS, and DHCP? So first, HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. It's actually a set of rules for transferring files such as text, images, videos, and other multimedia files over the web. It's actually being used to load web pages using hypertext links and take note, it's actually a foundation of the World Wide Web. If you could see in our URL, right, you could also see there HTTP. So that's it. It's a foundation of the World Wide Web. Meanwhile, DNS stands for the Domain Name System, and it actually converts alphabets or human-readable domain names to IP addresses. So for example here, the equivalent IP address of the domain name www.usls.edu.ph, FYI, this is the website of the school that I am currently teaching at, is actually 172.1.1.25. So in the example shown, DNS is the one responsible in converting the domain names to its IP address. As we all know, each domain name has an equivalent IP address. So the DNS or the domain name system actually is like what we did in the activity a while ago. Like for example, for the www.internal.com, the equivalent IP address is actually 172.16.0.30. Correct me if I'm mistaken, but yeah. So that's the purpose of a DNS. That's what we reconfigured a while ago in our DNS server. So it's the equivalent. For the DHCP, it actually stands for the Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. And what it does is that it assigns dynamic IP addresses to any device or node in a network. It is a network protocol used to automate the process of configuring devices on networks. This was also shown in our activity a while ago. So if you set a static website, you have to manually configure the IP address. But the DHCP, or the Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol, if you wanted a dynamic website, it will automatically assign you a IP address. So that's it. For question number two, what is the difference between the web designs using HTML compared to the Cisco Packet Tracer? So as far as my understanding go, first, HTML is actually stands for Hypertext Markup Language, and it is a standard markup language for creating web pages. So it basically defines the content, the structure, and design of a web page. So it's a code that we use to create websites. So in terms of web design, it's basically concerned with the actual user interface of the web page, of how a website would look like, how it would function, so on. However, for the Cisco Packet Tracer, which is it's actually a network simulator, it is more concerned on the network topology of a certain website. Its main goal is to design, configure, and troubleshoot computer networks. So basically, it deals with how a website will connect to the network, so on. So it's more on the back end type of programming. So it's more on how it can connect to the internet, how it will be displayed, so on. And what can I conclude from this activity? This laboratory activity has actually taught me how to design websites using the Cisco Packet Tracer. Before, I haven't done this, to be honest, when I was in school. What I keep on doing is that I keep on programming websites using HTML, but now I've also learned how to design a website's network connectivity. I've also learned how to configure web servers, the difference between static and dynamic servers, and how to connect them to PCs via a switch. So in conclusion, I can say that you must configure a web server correctly, because I actually tried this before recording the video and I encountered some errors because perhaps there were some mistakes on the configuration. So therefore, it's very imperative for us to follow the correct configuration so that a server will correspond correctly to a client's request and actually return what you are looking for. Okay, so I guess that's it for this video. Thank you so much. Bye.